Hey everybody, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm still working on this table here, but I think I still feel like kind of doing a little bit more modeling in Blender anyway, so I'm happy to do it. Hope you're doing well today. My car is in the shop, so I have no doubt that I'm going to be spending lots of money to get it out. That's going to be painful, but Blender helps ease the pain. So I think I'm going to finish this side up of the table and then mirror it over to the other side, and then maybe start UV mapping it. I also want to do folding table and maybe something to go on the table here. So let me, I think I'll just begin right over here and grab this face right here, pop the cursor to it, and let's start adding. I am going to add these little bolts here, but I'm going to try and do it very low poly with just a maybe a six-sided cube. Let's see, Darren, did you see my ogre model in Facebook group? I made it with your tutorials. Oh, cool. I will have to go see. When did you post that? I saw one a while ago, but if it's fairly new, no, I haven't. So cool. I will take a look. I love that. And, you know, thank you for putting it out there so we can see it. Let me put a cylinder in here. I'm going to make this 6 sides here. And triangle fan. Rotate around the X and put this right down in here. So if you haven't checked out my Facebook group, it's called Darren Lyle Tutorials, and it's just a place where people can go when they've been working on the tutorials that I have out on YouTube or on Blender 101. And people can go and ask questions. And there's just a lot of great people and people just really doing a great job with Blender. And so there's, you can... What's going on here? Why isn't this working? I'm hitting scale and I'm hitting Z and it's going. Oh, it's because I'm in local here. I got to change that to global. Okay, so that makes sense. It's actually Y. That makes sense. So anyway, you can go to that Facebook group and just it's a great place to get critiques, comments, show off your work and all that good stuff. So check that out. All right, so I've got that here. So I think I'll just take this and move it over to the other side. As I said, I'm just trying to get these little pieces in here so there's, you know, something there. Kind of like that. And it looks like we've got one over here. So I'll just grab this. And I'll just move this right up here. Like this. And then I'll move it over here. And then I'll just scale it out. Like that. Okay. There's that. All right, I think that's all of that for this, for one side of the table. Before I mirror it over, I wanted to try and work on these little things that are kind of little caps on the corners. Let me try that. Hey, thank you for joining us, Gert. I'm glad you enjoy the tutorials and the videos. Am I planning on how to do a tutorial on how to make a cave system in Blender/Unity? No. I can honestly say that has not been on the list, but I am still creating a list of tutorials that I'm going to be doing for 2017. That's certainly a possibility. That sounds kind of cool, actually. Hadn't even thought about that. Let me grab these. And I think I want to extrude these out and use individual origins again and see if I can pull them all out at the same time. Let me go up to the top view and let me try this. I'm going to hit E and scale and move out just a little bit like that. See how that works. I'm not really liking it. I don't exactly know what happened there. Let me try that again. I don't like... Oh, I know what's going on. It's been so long, I have a solidify modifier on here and I forgot about it. So I'm going to hit apply for that. So now it's all one piece. So this maybe should work now that I've applied that solidify modifier. There we go. Now let's try that again. If I'm still with individual origins, I'll hit E and move out like that. Let's try that. That looks a little bit better. Yeah, I could live with that maybe. Or is it too much? It's too much, isn't it? Dang it. All right. Maybe I'm just not going to do it. I'll try it one more time. And then if 3 isn't a charm, then I'm just going to say, nah. Okay. Actually, I'm going to keep an eye on it over here now. So, hit E and move out just a little bit like that. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. So, let's now grab all of these pieces, combine them into one, and then mirror them over. So I'm just going to grab everything. Now, are these still... No, these have been converted, good, to geometry. Actually, what I'll do is I'll grab these, and then I'll hide them with the H key. And I see I didn't turn that on. Sorry about that. So now I'm going to select all of these, press Ctrl J. Did it do it? It didn't seem to do it. Let me try that again. There we go. And then it looks like since I mirrored this over, the normals of this piece right here is flipped. So I'll select that with L and Control N and flip the normals back around. I will move the cursor to, or move that pivot point to the cursor over here. Origin to 3D cursor. And now, if I bring everything back with Alt-H, I'll select this, mirror it, and that's awful. Let me see how I'm doing over here. The rotation is way off, so is the scale, but the main problem is the rotation. So let's press Ctrl A and apply the rotation, and that helps a lot right there. Okay. Good. So there is our table so far. I think that's pretty good. Let me actually take a look at it without the wires on it. And do I need to smooth these corners? I don't know. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to combine everything. And I've got to apply the mirror modifier first. There we go. Now let's try and join everything. That's good. And then these guys right here, can I smooth these and have it be okay? Let's take a look. I'm going to come over here to the Shading UVs tab and click Smooth Faces, and let's see how that looks. I don't mind these, but this whole one here, maybe if I could do the whole thing here. Let's try that. Oh, that's kind of nice. All right. Now maybe let's just smooth these. Here, this, and this over here. Let's smooth those. Yeah. Okay. I'd buy that. We're never going to see underneath the table up into here, so I'm not too concerned about that. We're never going to be down here like that. So that's okay. And we aren't ever going to turn it over or anything like that. I know that. That's the beauty of doing your own things like this. You know, when you're working on a team, you never quite know if the table's going to be flipped over or what's going to happen, so you have to do the whole thing. And that's great, and that's fine. But for me, I know it's never going to flip over. UV mapping. Now we got to deal with that. Let's see. I am just looking out here as to what everybody's talking about. I like it. We're talking about games, projects, getting it done. Nice. All right. I am going to start working on the UV mapping of this thing. I wonder what would happen if I just selected everything. Oh, and you know why it wouldn't? You know, I tried yesterday to join these two, and the reason why I couldn't is because there's actually two windows here and one window here. I bet if I switched this and made it all one window, now if I tried to join it one window to one window, then I could do that. That makes sense. So for this, I could try just a Smart UV project and see what happens. I do need this top piece to be all one unit, and I think that's going to work. Let's try it. I'm going to turn off stretch to UV bounds. And it's not bad. I don't like this, how it's leaving all this empty space here. We could fix that by adding, let me increase the island margins just a bit. There we go. And we could fix this problem of empty space by adding seams in a couple of places here. So to do that, what I'll do is Control up arrow to come into this view, full screen view. And what I can do is choose edges right here, let's say. And if I went like this, let me create or select edges here like this, and then I think I can mark seams in here. Yep, mark seam. There we go. Now if I take, let me go back, if I take all of this again And if I select these, let me think. I think what I can do is select this whole piece. If I go to face select, I can select this whole piece with the L key and this whole piece with the L key. Oh, Shift L maybe? Let's try. Yep. Okay. Now I've got just those pieces selected, and what I can do is UV unwrap them again. So now I'll use, come over here and use U and unwrap, and let's see what happens. Okay, so that breaks those out. That's helpful. Now let's press Control A and Control P. I don't like that. Well, that's not bad. Let's try 0.001 to give it a little room. Man, I hate that. Let me go. I hate this right here. This guy. What is he doing? He's causing me grief. So let me, I'll just put it right up here. And now if I select everything, I can scale it all up and get it a little bit bigger in the UV space, that 0 to 1 space there. There we go. I think that's going to help some. All right. I'll buy that. All right, so let's save that. I need to figure out how big it needs to be. Let's bring other things back. Now, how big does this need to be? Well, let's say it's a 6-foot table, and 6 feet is about 1.8 meters. I was just doing this not too long ago. So if it's 1.8 meters, we're going to need that in the X. So in the X, it needs to be 1.8 meters. Okay, so I'm going to scale it down till I hit 1.8 in the X. There. Let's try that. There we go. That looks about right. All right. If this is 6 feet, then this is too big. You know? Even though it looked okay up there, I don't think this is going to be bigger than 6 feet. So let me scale that down just a bit. Like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's call that good. And I don't know if they're going to have a light that's 6 feet long, are they? I don't think so. I want to bring it in like that. Yeah, okay. So we've got the table. How about a chair? Let's do that. All right. Okay, a chair. I want to make a folding chair, and I have an image right here. That. Just your really basic folding chair. So, how are we going to do that? Let's think about this. all it is just a kind of a pipe, a path going around like that. 2 cylinders coming off the back there. 3 cylinders going horizontally. And then these pieces in here. So I think what I should do is make this tubing right here first, and then put the back legs on and the seat, and that'll give me a sense of whether I've got the proportions correct. So let's give that a try. This will be fun. I like this. I don't know why, but I do. All right. I'll begin with the path once again. Right here. And I'm going to scale it down a bit. Move it up. Now this time, instead of curving it, I think what I'm going to do is extrude it straight down. I'll begin something like this. I think I'm just going to grab these 2 points and extrude them straight down. So E, and I'll just bring them down like this. About like that. And then I'll hit E again and bring these straight down all the way. Something like that. Now that's a little wide, I think, for the height it is. So I'm just eyeballing it. I don't know. If going to try and get it about right. Something like that. Let's just try that. There's that. Now, I want to tilt it. Is that about right? I think so. I think so. All right. So let's say we move that cursor down to the origin down to the 3D cursor. And then we go to median point. And then we go to the rotate tool and tilt it back a bit. And let's see how that's going to work. Yeah, okay. I feel like I want it to be a little bit taller. Like this. Now let's rotate it back a smidge. Like that. Okay. Let's give it a pipe type of thing. So I'm going to change the fill to full, resolution maybe to 2. We'll begin with that, and I'll click and drag on the depth, and maybe something like that. Looks like I need more curvature. There we go. That's quite a lot, though. I don't know that I need all of that resolution, do I? Yeah, that's not bad. All right. Let's try that. I don't know if that's still not big enough. I feel like I now need to make it a little taller. Let's see. All right. Okay, I'm going to go with that. Now, the back legs. How am I going to do that? I guess just simple cylinders at an angle there, like this. Okay. I'm just looking at what's going on. Okay. Oh, you saw my courses on lynda.com. Well, thank you for checking those out. I think I did half a dozen of them back in 2015 and 2016, I think. They're a good group to work with. I liked working with them. I'm going to go here and make a cylinder. Oh, let's give it 12 sides. Triangle fan is fine. Now, let's see if I can get this kind of in place. I'm going to rotate it, move it down. So I think it should be something like that. Let me try and change to local, scale it in the Z here. And like this. Something like that. Okay. All right, let's move that over. I should be able just to grab this and in the X, I'll duplicate it, and in the X just type a negative right in here. There we go. There's our back legs. And now let's work on that piece right there, that main piece. I'm going to use a cube for that, and then I'll delete the bottom part of it. In fact, I could just do that now. Delete that. And let's put this in place now. See how this is going to work. Feels too wide now. It doesn't feel quite right. It should be. It seems like it should be something like this, which would mean that this is too wide, right? Because to me, that feels a little better. That feels about right. But then if I spin around like this, then we got a problem. All right, so can I, scale this in and have it work like that? And then can I bring these in a little bit? Let me just bring this one in here. Just trying to get a sense of the proportion of it, you know? That feels a little better. Yeah, although I feel like it needs to go back like that. All right, let me try up here. Let me try this piece up here now. I guess I just want a polygon plane for that for right now. So let's just begin like that. And get it in line with this thing. Scale it in so it's about the right width. Then switch to local and slide it up here. Now, how am I going to get that curve to it? Well, I do know that I'm going to need to bring this up quite a bit, like that. And I also know that I'm going to need to add some subdivisions so that I can bend it a bit, right? So let's go ahead and do that. I'll just press W and subdivide, and then over here I'll increase the number of cuts. Let's try this. And that gives me some extra points that I can pull in to intersect with that pipe there. So, let's see if I can do that. If I can just take these here and push them in a bit. And then these. And push those in a bit. Like that. And then take these, move these in, and move these in. Okay, so now let me smooth it. Yeah. And now let me give it a little bit of thickness, once again with the solidify modifier. Even thickness, like that. Let's see how that works. That may be a bit too much. Well, maybe not. Like that, maybe. I'm not a fan of what's happening here now that it has thickness to it. Let me apply this and see what happens. Not much. Yeah, I don't like how it's appearing to bulge out when we know it's bulging in or moving in. Not a fan of that. Although it may not be a huge problem. Let me try something here, something a little bit strange. I'm just going to apply the scale, bevel, and see what happens. Like that. No, that didn't help. I'm just not a fan of that. Let's try that. A little better. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now it looks too tall. Dang it. Now it looks too tall. Okay. So what I can do maybe is grab these and slide them down. Let's try that. Like that. And I'll grab that and slide it down as well. Yeah, a little better. Okay, I think we're getting there. Proportions, really important. They drive me crazy, but I like to try and get them correct. So for the bottom of this chair here, I think what I'm going to try is I'm going to add a subdivision surface modifier first and let it kind of round it out. And then what I'm going to do is add a couple of edge loops here. Let me undo that. Add maybe 2. Let's bring them out like this. So we get that rounded shape there. Just a little bit rounded. And just a little bit like that. Something like that. Now the trick is to try and, okay, so here it is like this. That's with it smoothed. So what I can do now is apply this. Now here it is. It's a little bit more edges than I usually would want, but that's, I'm going to go with it. And then I want it to, I need to solidify it, because this thing might be seen from underneath. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. Let's try that. How thick is that? There, something like that. All right, so apply that one. There we go. Now, I want to do these guys going across. Let's see. All right. I'm going to scale this out just a bit. There we go. Okay. Now I need to do these cross pieces and the little feet on the bottom as well, but I'll have to convert that to polygons to do those feet. But I'm not going to convert it quite yet until I'm pretty sure about just the general dimensions. I mean, I think that's looking pretty good, but I'll have to be sure before I apply that. So just real quick, I can choose these two and put the cursor between those and create a cylinder and spin it in the Y. Yeah, and let me get out of global here, or into global, I should say. I'm going to scale in the Z and the Y, so Z Shift X, like that. Okay. And then one just below that. So duplicate that and move it down to here, maybe. They look like they're too low. I need to move those up now. No, can't do that. Let's go back to that side view. And they need to move up, I think, like this. Like that. And then if I just select this one here Can I then just move it straight out like that and have it work? Oh. All right. Pretty good. I think I'm going to go with that. It looks like we've got a couple of these little pieces here I could do. I don't need to do a whole lot. I don't think I need to do one on each side here. I could. I mean, once I make one, it's easy to make the others. And then I need these little guys down here. So I think I better convert this. I think I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna say it's done. Let's see. Are the back legs really attached to the front legs? Looked like there was a gap. The back legs. Yeah, no, they're not yet. I need to make these little thingies right here that kind of fit there. I mean, just generally is going to fit there. These things right here. So I need to do that too. So I'm going to go ahead and convert it. Here it goes. Alt-C, convert to a mesh. And there it is. And then these guys, I could go ahead and smooth as well as these, like that. All right. Now the feet. I think what I'll do is insert an edge loop here, insert an edge loop, oops, and then insert an edge loop over here. Now if I select these two, and hit G twice, can I slide them down? Yep, okay. There we go. I'll go ahead and grab these down here and let's, I better do them one at a time. I'm going to do E, Alt M at center. Same over here. Now I could take this, or I could grab all of that, expand the selection with Control plus, and then extrude, and bring these out just a bit maybe. How about Y, and so S Shift Z and bring those out just a bit. I don't like how that's doing that. What if I use this shrink fatten tool right over here? Oh yeah, look at that. That's nice. Okay, and I'll do the same over here. They look like they've flattened up a bit because I scaled them in, but I'm going to go with it. So extrude and shrink fatten. Pull that out just a bit. There we go. And also over here as well. Let me combine these two. Insert an edge loop here. Insert an edge loop over here. Select them both. G twice to slide and drag them down. Now, once again, select them both. Span the selection. And if I, will this work? Okay, so let me go back to individual origins, hit E, enter, now shrink fatten. Can I do them both at the same time? No. Okay. See, you learn something new every day. So I thought I was getting away with something there. Let me go back to the median point and just try it. again. So E, enter, shrink fatten. Nope, don't work. All right, I know when I'm licked. I'll just do it like this. I could spend days trying to figure out what the issue is, but I'll just get it done. Oh, well, the problem, I bet, is, oh, applying the scale. Is that really it? Probably. Let's see. Yep, that was it. So yeah, it wasn't that you can't do it, it's just that I hadn't applied the scale. All right. So there you go. All right, so there are the feet, and what else? Oh, these pieces right over here. Make sure the verts in the curve are evenly spaced, and it should fix the problem. Ah, that was a good idea, but I applied the I converted it to a mesh. That's okay. I'm not gonna get too upset about it. I think it'll be fine. But yeah, you are probably right. I should have done that. This piece right here, just gonna put a flat piece right across here like that. Oh, and I need this guy up here, don't I? That thing, whatever that thing is. What do I want to do with that? I really don't want to work too hard at it. Honestly, it's not going to be seen very much at all. No, I'll have to think. I'll have to think. I know. I hate when that I hate when that happens, but sometimes you have to just wait and think about it. So I'm going to go ahead and create a cube here. And scale this so it's pretty flat, like so. And like so. And then what I need to do is rotate it, move it into place, and it needs to be a little bit longer, so I'll change to local and scale it up like this. There we go. Maybe a little bit more. And rotate it, something like that. Okay. And as I said, I'm not going to do too much with this. Although maybe I've already done too much. Let's get that in there like that. There we go. And then what I want is a little thing, a little bolt, a little something. Oops. Right in there. Well, once again, I think I want just a little 6-sided cylinder. That's been doing pretty well for me. So I'll change to 6, triangle fan, rotate it around the Y 90 degrees and get it right in there. Something like that. There we go. Duplicate it, move it over here. Rotate it just a smidge. There we go. That's all we really need, I think, for that. We can take it and, oh, you know what I ought to do is make sure that these back faces aren't around, because I don't want these like this. There we go. Something like that. And I want to move that into here. Move this into there. And then combine all of these. Control J. There we go. Now that's all one piece, and I can move that and flip it all around. So duplicate and move that in the X. Like that. And then I want to duplicate and mirror. So duplicate, move it in the X, and then flip it in the X. So what is that? Control M, X, enter. There we go. Look at that. Duplicate X and move that over here. Okay. I don't know. That may not be too bad. Even without the little pieces here, I just don't know that I want to deal with that. Something like that. All right, I'm going to take everything and combine it. Control J. There's going to be some issues, of course. I'm going to move this forward a bit, and then I'm going to move the pivot point down to the center of the grid, to the 3D cursor, so that's where that pivot point is. It looks like I'm going to have to just take the entire thing and Control N. There we go, and flip the normals back out. All right. Yeah. The only thing I can think of, these aren't really, you know what I could do is get, let me select these. They all need to be a little bit wider, it looks like. Whoa, not that wide. How about like that? And then Shift H to hide everything. Oops. And I don't need these here. That's going to help with some of that smoothing issue there. Let's get rid of these. And this as well. All right. So there we go. I think that's Alt-H to bring all that back. I think that's going to work. Yeah, that looks kind of like a chair, which is what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, the cylinders on the sides look a little off, don't they? Well, I don't know. You know, if I took, let me just see how it works with the table and everything. And bring the table back. And bring this in, and let's see how this works. Is that about right, you think? A little bit small, something like that. Let's try that. Something like that. What do you think? Do you think it's gonna work? I think it will. We'll have to, of course, take it in and see. We'll give it a material in a Substance Painter, maybe give it some scratches and things like that, as well as the table. But I think that'll work. Yeah. So, I hope you guys are doing well out here. I kind of got focused there, didn't I? So, all right. Well, I think I'm going to need to go here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, evening, whatever. I know it's evening in certain parts of the world here. I'm really trying to do this every day, Monday through Friday at 2 o'clock Central Time, which I think Greenwich Mean Time it would be 8 p.m. So wherever you fall in the time zones there, but I'm going to try and keep it to 2 p.m. Central Time. So I hope that works for you. I hope I can keep going and doing this because I'm really enjoying it because I get work done and I really enjoy seeing you guys and hearing your questions and comments and seeing you guys working together and connecting. I think that's awesome. So, all right. That's it for today, and let's do this again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a great one, and take care.